Yo, what is up, YouTube? We are going to be filming. We're going to be in the gym, and if you're looking for that, it'll start around this time period or whatever. I'll put it right there. I got to learn how to do that, but it's whatever. Anyways, though, this is like, I know it sounds weird, but this is my skincare routine, and I was like, why not film it? Because I get like my skincare stuff like probably once every like 18 months, and it is kind of expensive and a little pricey, but the way I think of it is like once you have this stuff for like, once you buy it, like you're pretty much good for 18 months. So it's a pretty good investment, I think. And I just wanted to share it with you guys because one of my boys put me on game, and I was like, why not put the rest of the boys on game? So this is all the stuff really quickly. So I start out like with this oil-based cleanser, and then from there I will then use just a regular face wash. And then from there, I use this toner. And whenever I use this toner, I never use a cotton pad because when you use a cotton pad, like the cotton can kind of get in the pores. So like it's really good to kind of just use the toner and then let it dry off. And then this is like the stuff that's like really helpful for the skin. So there's this stuff called Essence that I use, and that's really good for my skin. And then I use this stuff called like niacinamide. And it's like $6, but it really makes your skin glow, and it really makes it like, I don't know, it just makes it nice and smooth. And then there's this hydrolonic acid, really cheap, like $6. And then I use this face skin cream and I don't even know the name of the company, but this skin cream is really helpful. And then they also sell another one that's like a gel, so like during the winter it's a little bit softer on your face and you don't have a lot. And then from there, after I have all that stuff on, I kind of use like this eye cream for like under bags and eyes. That's really good from Neutrogena. And then from there, like I use a small amount of like sunscreen, like a pebble size amount. And then this stuff is for like dark spots. So like if you're black, you know, if you like pop a pimple or pop anything, you'll have really bad dark spots. And then after that, like I use this chapstick. But I don't know, we're always in the gym and like we're getting, I don't know, you have a nice body and then what's the point if the boys are chopped in the face, you know? So kind of just want to put you guys on game. And then there's also this other stuff that I use, which is like for my eyes. This is called Lumify. This stuff works extremely well. And it almost works like too well. You ever like use a product where you're like, whoa, that's like a little too good? I use it because like I'm always like staring at screens and I'm always in Excel, so like I don't know, I find my eyes get like really red, but I use a little bit of this and it just works like a charm. And then obviously like I have some like pimple patches if I ever get a pimple, but like that's pretty much all the stuff. But it is a little expensive, but I think it like once you only need a small amount. Like this stuff will last me probably like literally a year and a half. But I don't know, I just want to share it with you guys. Maybe I can link some of the products. If enough people ask, I'll link some of the products. But yeah, let's pretty much get into the gym and let's get going. Okay guys, I have not done a grocery haul in kind of a hot second. So gonna just talk about some of the things that I eat in my diet. The way I'm gonna do it is kind of like the breakfast stuff, and then kind of stuff that I eat throughout the day, and then stuff that I mainly eat for dinner, and also kind of my cheat meals. So for breakfast, I typically like getting like breakfast burritos. I also eat a lot of oats. So that's something that's here. Also, by the way, guys, this is like kind of like quasi full week of eating, but there's obviously not going to be absolutely everything here. I also get Greek yogurt. Go with Chobani. They're great. It tastes good. Haven't really gone with too many other companies outside of Chobani, but that's my go-to for my yogurt. And then I also have whole milk. I use this just for my protein shakes, just because I don't want to have like water protein shakes. I mean, I have done it, but it's like if I have the option, I'm not going to. And then I also just have cheese that I will make with my eggs. I eat eggs a lot in the morning as well. And I also will throw a little bit of salt and some pepper on those eggs. Make sure that I get some sodium in there. And then I will have blueberries sometimes inside of my yogurt, and also just eat them throughout the day. Another thing that's really big for me, grapes. Love eating grapes, and oranges. I love eating oranges. So a lot of the stuff that I'm eating, it's not that complicated. I think people really overcomplicate this stuff, and it should not be. And that's why I'm kind of showing you my grocery haul. But I also have these greens and these veggies. I eat these throughout the week. I'll throw them and sprinkle them in, whether it's like during the middle of the day for lunch, just kind of like one to kind of keep me satiated. Just because like sometimes like, I don't know, like if I'm trying to like lose weight, then I'm not going to be eating that much, and I just kind of want something to kind of hold me over, so I'll eat some veggies. And Lord knows I need as many veggies as possible in my diet because I'm not always getting the most of them. But yeah, those are great. And then, as you guys know, I follow a lot of the vertical diet, so that's like a huge staple in my fitness journey that I've used. And a lot of the vertical diet is just your red meats pretty much. So ground beef is a really big staple. Steak. I sometimes eat chicken. I'm not big on chicken. I don't really like it that much, but I will eat it. And then, yeah, a huge staple in the vertical diet is like white rice. And then for my cheat meals, I've told you guys in the past, I'm a sucker for cinnamon buns, and I'm also a sucker for cheesecake. So typically this will not last more than one day. So that is pretty much my diet as of right now. I don't like to overcomplicate it that much. Depending on if I'm trying to gain weight or lose weight, then I will really start to dial in, things in terms of fats. I'll go as far as like measuring things to a T. Then I'll start dialing it in. But for the most part, I'm pretty loose, just making sure that I have enough to really stimulate, eating enough to be in a surplus to where I'm growing. I don't bulk too much. That much, or at least I don't bulk that much anymore. I will bulk a little bit here and there throughout the year, but nothing too crazy. And then if I'm trying to lose weight, obviously, as I just said before, I will really dial it in. But this will give you guys a pretty good sense of the things that I'm consistently eating as well. Guys, I had to cut the video for 2 seconds, but I just want to say, like, at the end of the day, diets only work as long as you do, so you really have to stick to them, one. But the other thing too is that you have to realize that every diet does kind of have a hole to it, so you got to be able to kind of plug in those holes. For the vertical diet, you're going to be getting in a lot of protein. There's a really strong emphasis on red meats, but you also have to look at the other aspects that the diet might miss. So for example, you might need to add fish, things like that. Like you just have to like look at the diet and then think about like a whole holistic perspective of just like general health as well, because that is going to really help you in terms of like plugging in like those missing gaps. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's everything that we have, or that I at least consistently routinely eat. And I will see you guys in the next